As I release, make me an instrument, humble and free. As I awaken the living Christ in me. Make me an instrument, Lord of thy peace, as I give love, love I receive. Make me an instrument, humble and free, as I awaken the living Christ in me. As I awaken the living Christ in me. Make me an instrument, Lord of thy peace, as I let go, as I release. Make me an instrument, humble and free, as I awaken the living Christ in me. As I awaken the living Christ in me. Make me an instrument, Lord of thy peace, as I give love, love I receive. Make me an instrument, humble and free, as I awaken the living Christ in me. As I awaken the living Christ in me. As I awaken the living Christ in me.
That was the perfect chant. The old Lotus Center chant written by Carpenter. Thank you so much for inviting me, Connie and Sacra. And it's always a pleasure to be here. It's such a wonderful group of people here at Morning Star. I always enjoy it whenever I'm here. Well, in the last few years, I've had some really interesting experiences. I want to share some of those with you today. And as the experiences have kind of come together, I've sort of formulated a hypothesis And I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm hoping to take you on this journey with me, and will be kind of the main point of my talk is leading up to, I hope, a beautiful meditation where you'll get to experience what I'm talking about, and you can make your own determination. And that is, I think when I was at Morningstar last, it's been several years ago, someone in the group had told me about this book written by Megan Watterson that was Mary Magdalene Revealed. And I started doing her workshops online. I do her monthly classes, bi-monthly, now it's monthly. And one of the things that she does in her practice, she's developed this very simple but powerful meditation that she calls the soul voice meditation. And it's about taking an intentional breath into your heart, and then taking an intentional breath and connecting with your soul. And you generally go in with a question that you're going to ask your soul, and you kind of sit there in your heart meditating in that space. And then after your meditation time is over, you do another intentional breath to come back to your waking consciousness. So in one of those workshops, our question that she offered that we go into the soul voice meditation with was, what's important for me to know right now? So I just kind of innocently did that technique. And after we came back, everybody shared something like, oh, I learned that I'm loved, and things like that. Well, mine was different. Mine was an actual experience, a visual, video, full impact experience. And I was sitting on the ground, like there's a row of people in front of me, and there were many, many people behind me. And Jesus was standing right in front of the group with his arms kind of like you see in pictures, either like this or like this, kind of like, like a blessing. And I thought, well, this is really interesting. So I just kind of sat there a while, and what is important about this for me to know? And I kind of got guided to look at the hands. And I could feel energy coming from the hands, and a little voice kind of whispered in my ear, this is a direct transmission of energy. I thought, well, wow, yeah, you would kind of expect Jesus to have energy that he's transmitting, so I wasn't quite sure again what that meant. Can everybody hear me okay back there? I don't know if I have this in the right spot. Anyway, so it was a kind of a short meditation when that was over, in the soul voice. So I thought, well, I'm going to go back into that and see what is this really about. So as I did this, it kind of came to me that, one of the things that Jesus did, he came to the planet and brought a certain new type of energy to the planet. It was time to start waking people up on the planet. And so I kind of started thinking, well, he probably directly transmitted this energy into the disciples and probably filled them up with this energy many times over and over and over again until they were overflowing with this energy. And let's call this energy Christ consciousness. And then he probably taught those disciples how to do that to other people so they could fill those people up with this Christ consciousness energy. And as they spread out across the land, the more people they encountered, not only talking to and sharing the principles, but energetically, they were probably flowing this Christ consciousness into other people. I thought, well, I don't know why I never really thought about that before. It kind of reminded me of like Oneness Blessing. A lot of you were blessing givers, and when Oneness Blessing was kind of being taught in this area several years ago, kind of the philosophy behind that was this direct hands-on experience of a divine energy coming into people for the purposes of helping them wake up. And the idea was that if, enough people on the planet, I think it's like a square root of 1% or something, whatever that tipping point is, where a certain number of people reach that stage of enlightenment, then they can, lift all the rest of the population through the morphogenic resonance, or however you want to think of that. So I thought, yeah, it's kind of like Oneness Blessing. And then I remembered years ago in our Thursday night meditation class, we were working on something in meditation, and all of a sudden Christ and Mary Magdalene came into our meditation, in a meditative state. and they put their hands on top of each person, representing the divine masculine and the divine feminine, like balancing the energy of the body, the whole divine masculine and feminine energy. But then they began breathing into our head. And when I say breathing, it's kind of like, if you've ever had a master breathe into you in meditation, it's as if their energy field is being flowed right into your being. It's like it's an amazing experience. They're blowing into our pineal glands with their energy, and also hands in different places on the head. And then a flame formed in the pineal gland, a brilliant little flame. It was just filled with energy. Then they repeated this for the crown, the heart, and the hands. I thought, well, that is, it was really an amazing, interesting experience, and we worked with that for a while. And so when I had that vision of the direct transmission, I thought, well, yeah, this is literally an energy field that can literally be placed into people and energetically start shifting their vibration to help them wake up. So that may not be news to you. It was kind of an aha for me. So, and what do we mean by Christ consciousness? We hear that word a lot. I'll just share with you my impression of Christ consciousness, and it's kind of like the Sufi story of the people that live in the desert, and they see a picture of the ocean, and they're like, oh, they're so excited to see the ocean, read all about it, learn all about it, look at pictures about it. And finally, one day, somebody gets in a bus and drives them, hundreds of miles to the edge of the ocean, and they see, oh my gosh, there's the ocean. It's so much more beautiful than we thought in the little pictures, but they're still on the bus, but they still think they know what the ocean is. But they don't really know what the ocean is until they actually go and get in the ocean, which is a completely different experience than reading about it, talking about it, looking at pictures of it. So when I say this is my impression of Christ consciousness, it's like that. It's hearing about it. It's not doing the deep dive into the energy where you'll have your own understanding of what it is. But in meditation, when I meditate with Christ and invite that Christ energy to blend with me, and what I mean by that is the energy field of the Christ can blend with my energy field, like all of our little particles get intertwined, or vice versa. You can ask to blend in the Christ and step into that being's energy field, and your energy fields merge, and you start to, as a physical being, your energy vibration starts to tune up to the vibration of the Christ. So when I do that, I like to pretend that I'm literally blending in Christ and seeing the world through those eyes. And so what that feeling feels like to me, I'll describe a few things it seems like to me. Pure unconditional love, serenity, peace and calm, healing, harmony and balance. And there's also as he's looking out at the world, it's this deep affection and almost this amusement, like you would be looking at your little 1 or 2 year old niece or granddaughter or child or something and observing them with just such heartfelt love and caring for this precious little being that you have so much affection for. It's that kind of a feeling. Compassion and forgiveness. So it's like feeling all of that when I'm blending in that energy. When I say Christ consciousness, then what I'm meaning is that state of being where one is experiencing all of that. And of course, it's much more than I'm describing. So, just see where we're going with that. Okay, so in our meditation class on Thursday night, sorry, that's probably too loud. It's called Teachings of the Masters, so we work with different masters in meditation, and this year we've mostly been focusing on the Kriya Masters. If you've read Autobiography of a Yogi, you know about Mahavatar Babaji, and I know one of your members' husband, met Babaji and talked about that. Of course, Yogananda wrote the book, and his teacher was Sri Yukteswar, and Sri Yukteswar's teacher was Lahiri Mahasaya, and he was the one initiated into Kriya Yoga by Babaji. So we've been meditating with those masters. And then, of course, our teacher, Audle Allison, is in that lineage of the Kriya Yoga. So meditating with these beings, they have been focusing on bringing peace and love and bliss into the brain, and specifically into the pineal gland. So that's been very helpful, healing, awakening for a lot of people. And then after that, here come Christ and Mary Magdalene again into our meditation. And again, the hands on the head. And many different things have happened. I'm sharing a few of those because as we experience this today in the meditation, any of these number of things might happen with you. It might feel like a blessing, just like a blessing of lovely energy flowing into your head, and you might feel it moving through your body, just a lovely blessing. It might feel like a harmony and balancing taking place. If you ever think of like a medical caduceus, where it has that sort of post down the center and the wrapping of energies around it. Think of your spine kind of doing that with the chakras. The energy can balance the masculine and feminine in the chakras and kind of shoot out the top of your head. That can also take place at the level of the vertebrae, like in and out each little vertebrae till that's balanced all the way up. Or it could take place in your cells. So each cell has a masculine, feminine, a positive and receptive energy. So you might feel those balancing. You might feel energy in your head and specifically in your pineal gland. Or you may feel a heart opening, like a whole bunch of love being poured into your heart. What I'm hoping will happen, but it's different with every group, is that you'll get to experience this liquid light of Christ consciousness poured into your pineal gland. And if you're thinking, I don't know where that is, just think kind of the center of your head. And as that liquid light is poured into the pineal gland, it builds, it becomes bigger, and if this happens this way, we might pretend we're at the edge of the ocean. And a little you inside your head, you're going to step into that ocean of bliss in the center of your pineal gland, which is filled with this liquid Christ consciousness. And we're going to go deeper and deeper into that, and you can just let go of everything. Anything that's weighing you down, anything that's causing you sorrow, anything that's causing you worry or fear, just let all that go and allow yourself to be filled with bliss. So, back to my premise. I'll just share one other little thing. We hear all the time now about planetary ascension, about 5D consciousness, like our planet is evolving, and hopefully it's going to evolve eventually into a golden age of love and light and acceptance and joy for everyone. But in between there, this shifting of energy on the planet, the vibrational frequencies will be greatly increased, and I think a lot of you are probably already feeling kind of the chaotic energy going on now. So I've had several people in my family pass away in the last 3 years. It's been a very bizarre time. But I was sitting with my sister shortly after my brother-in-law passed, which is almost a year ago. And we were sitting on the couch, and she said, well, why did he have to leave? I'm like, wow, why did he have to leave? And we were getting ready to meditate, and she got the words upgraded. I thought, well, that's interesting. I wonder what do we mean by that? So we went into meditation, and the words that I received were, with the changes coming to our planet, the physical, human beings in the physical body that we currently have cannot survive. And so this upgrading is necessary in order for the human being condition to be able to thrive and survive in the new world as that's coming. And they said, you are upgrading your operating system. Like, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, we're currently in an egoic operating system. and it's being upgraded. I said, well, what is it being upgraded to? They said, well, you could call it divine love. And in our Thursday night class, it's what we mostly work with, is the energy of divine love. So it's like this Christ consciousness energy. It's this vibrational frequency of this pure love from the source of creation. So we're being upgraded, everybody, into that way of being. So I started thinking, well, I wonder if all this direct transmission of energy that Christ did, 2,000 years ago, that he brought to the planet, maybe that was the origin, at least that we can understand, of this upgrading to the planetary ascension 5D energy. So that's my hypothesis. And it started a long time ago. We've been working, at it ever since in whatever way we've been doing that. So a little quote from my experience after the upgrading was, human beings need to evolve in order for them to be able to exist in the new vibrational fields that are coming to the planet. So then we might think, well, how is this accomplished? What does it look like? How can we participate in it? And that's what I'm hoping we're going to do in our meditation. So I think it's beneficial to close your eyes. It kind of helps one tune inside easier, I think, that you do whatever you're comfortable with. I'm going to close mine because this is how I connect. And we could begin with a few deep breaths. If you have a type of breathing that you like to do, go ahead and do that. I'm going to step away from the microphone as I breathe so it won't be too loud. But what I like to do is inhale through the nose, and as I do that, I'm like drawing up all of the stress and tension in my body. I'm kind of holding it at the top of the head on the inhale. And then a long, exaggerated exhale out the mouth, and imagining all the stress and tension flowing out with the breath. So just do a few breaths and let your body relax. If you start to notice any place in your body that feels tense or tight or sore, breathe into that location and allow any of that stress or tension to flow out with the breath. Now let's invite in these beautiful masters that bring into the brain this feeling of peace and love and bliss. And to yourself, you might say something like, I'm open to receive. Please fill me up. And now imagine if you could gather up the pure consciousness from the source of creation, the love of the Divine Mother, and the light of the stars, and bring that to the top of your head. And now flow this love and light down through your body and down your spine like a waterfall. Do that over and over, letting it wash through you. And think peace, love, and bliss. Let's invite these divine helpers to assist you in flowing this peace, love, and bliss into your pineal gland, kind of right in the center of your head, and open to receive. And now, if you'd like to invite the Christ and or with Mary Magdalene to come appear in front of you, it's fine to use your imagination. If you'd like to bow in reverence, begin flowing your love and gratitude, your devotion to these beautiful beings. Sharing love from the heart, looking into their eyes. If you'd like to invite them to place their hands on top of your head and flow the Christ consciousness energy into your body. I'm open to receive, please fill me up. Take some deep breaths and feel this sweet, peaceful, loving energy flowing down through your whole body. And now imagine them placing their hands on your forehead and the back of your head. And they're flowing this energy through their hands into your brain, like tuning up your brain. And you may start to feel or see more of this energy in the center of your brain, moving into your pineal gland. And you might think peace, love, and bliss. And you might experience them breathing into your brain, into your pineal gland, filling it with this Christ consciousness energy. And you might experience it forming this liquid light, a pool of light in your pineal. This liquid Christ consciousness. If you'd like to, imagine yourself as a tiny little being in your head at the edge of this large body of water, like the ocean, in your pineal gland, filled with Christ consciousness. You can dip your toe in, or go ahead and jump in, dive in, going deep into this ocean of bliss. And release everything. Let everything go that's weighing you down. Any fear, any worry, any anxiety, any sadness, grief, guilt. Let it all go. Keep going deeper into the ocean of bliss and ask to be filled to overflowing with this liquid light. And something that's kind of fun to do is to chant Om inside your head in this liquid light and feel it reverberating all through your brain. And then all through your body. Sending that internal vibration of sound, with the sound Om, along with the Christ consciousness energy, into every tiny little particle of your being. Now, if you'd like to invite the Christ to blend with you, or Mary Magdalene to blend with you, or both, and feel your energy field merging in the energy field of the Christ. Consciously open your heart to take in even more of this love. some deep breaths and feel this love moving through your body, flowing out your hands and feet. Feel it coming in the top of your head and flowing all through your body over and over again, filling you up. And now if you focus at the base of the spine, bringing yourself back to your physical body awareness, you can open your eyes when you're ready. And inside yourself give gratitude to the Christ, to Mary Magdalene, to the Christ consciousness energy, to all of your helpers who've gifted you with this beautiful present today. So we can come back now. You can carry that feeling with you all day. Imagine a shawl or a blanket wrapped around you that's been woven out of the Christ consciousness fibers, and hold that energy inside. Thank you. Namaste.